Hello everyone, welcome to Questions and Reason. This is Sessions with the founder. It's the R, baby. It's the R. The media doesn't just have questions anymore, it has questions and reason. Okay, so we know how sessions work. Pick a couple of topics and we discuss, right? So during the week, I was on social media and then I ran into a very interesting video. So it looks like it's in somewhere in Ekasi, maybe Soweto, I'm not sure. So this guy, in front of the traffic light, he starts spinning a BMW. I think it is a BMW, the latest model of this new series. And then the reaction that you see on the video, people are pissed off that first of all the car looks new and you are spinning a new car, and that is wasting, according to the comments, right? Not my view, the comments. And then secondly, they're pissed off that this guy is causing traffic. I mean, instead of cars moving at a green light, now they have to wait for him to finish, to finish spinning and leave. Then there's another audience that is excited because of how he gets to control the car, right? So his driving skills is advanced, honestly. That is advanced driving. So I look at this scenario, I'm like, why as black South Africans are we not having, some sort of a big sporting event? I know there's Spin City. Spin City, for people who don't know, is you get your 325, those old Beamers, and then we go to some sort of a ground somewhere in Ekasi and then start spinning. But then when you look at those type of events, as much as they have crowds, but these guys, they don't have sponsors, and they are not creating some sort of content out of it. If we look at the history of the TT, that is racing of superbikes in the Isle of Man, you get to see that people who were interested in speeding and couldn't do so in their own towns decided, wait, let's find a place where we can actually go and speed, and the laws of that place allows us. And eventually it became an event where your Hondas, the brand Honda, that's where they actually grew a lot. Your Yamahas, your Newtons, so from that small idea, somebody just want to speed, right? Okay, our roads don't allow that. Then they decide, let's look for roads that does. In the Isle of Man, that was allowed. Then they decided to do an event that helped motorcycles and motorbikes to be sold. After the first event, the sales on motorbikes was top of the roof, right? So this is a business in a way. That's what I'm trying to tell you. What I'm trying to tell you is, now you get sponsors. You have the guy that manufactures the tire, Dunlop or whatever brand there is, right? You have the engineers who are gonna be there to, if maybe your super bike breaks down, somebody's there to fix it quickly and stuff like that. So it created a whole industry. Not just that, but like I said, brands like Honda from Japan. The Japanese, on the first event, they didn't do well, but then they studied because they were quick learners. What did they do? They got it. I mean, they made sure that Honda is the bike to beat, and that helped their brand to be international, to be recognized in your Europe, in your Africa, and everywhere else, right? So what am I saying? I'm saying that if you have people who can drive that advance and they're driving great cars, instead of putting those cars in a garage somewhere, why don't we partner with people who do that and take events like Spin City to the next level? So instead of somebody spinning where on the road, you actually create a track for them, somewhere they can even have some sort of challenges, right? And I bet you these things draw a whole lot of audience. People pay to see. You have brands having some sort of marketing, like I said, that your tire manufacturer is interested in such events. Your car manufacturer is interested in such event. If you want to showcase a new car that has some sort of, advanced driving that people normally don't get to see, then you get to be able to showcase it at such events, right? Imagine all the Gusties have tracks where people can do that. Plus, your best driver becomes your, maybe your next Michael Schumacher or something. But in a way that people are spinning, people are showcasing how advanced they can, how far they can take a car in terms of driving. Yeah? So imagine you have something like that in the East Rand, right? Katlehong. You have something like that in Soweto. You have something like that in Matsulu. You have something like that in Tanzania or Seshego, and these places where people are less privileged. What are you doing? You're also creating an opportunity for the youngings, right? So people get to have a whole new career. Imagine the kids from the Gussie who watch these things actually get to be part of them as drivers, as engineers, as your repair guy. They know how a bike works, and then they can assemble it. They can, they know how a car works. If it breaks down while we're doing these things, they're there, they're fixing, they're making sure it's maintained. You are also giving them advanced skills, right? So what I'm saying is, black people like to undermine their own things. That is the problem. Imagine if Vin Diesel, and while he was doing all his stunts, he undermined his talent to say, where can I take this? Nobody hires a stuntman like myself in an area where I'm from. Then we wouldn't have the Fast and the Furious. Imagine that. We would be robbed of the Fast and the Furious franchise because, people like Vin Diesel decided it is just for having fun at some corner with my friends while we're drinking beer, right? So what I'm saying is, these type of events can be major sponsored events with brands coming through, and while we are helping the economy of the township to advance. Imagine we are doing these things as huge competitions. There are prizes, there are sponsors, people are getting advertising, people are making money, and we are creating opportunity for that guy in the township who is inspired by people they see in the township. Because if you look at it, how the model is right now, the township model or the village model is that the guys that sort of make it in life financially, they move out of the townships. They move out of the villages and they live in your suburbs, in wherever fancy places that they stay in. So the kid from the township, the kid from the village is robbed of role models. So who are the role models? The role models now becomes that Ginza or a criminal head who is around, who gets to hijack cars and then come and showcase them in a Gasi. These kids are looking at this guy like, yo, this guy has life all together. He's having this and this and that. But they can't see your doctor who's moved out of the hood, your premier who's moved out of the hood, your big politician or your big business guy who is not in the hood anymore, right? So instead of seeing that you can also make it, you can make it clean in life without engaging in criminal activities, they are robbed of that. But imagine we are creating these major events inside the gases. We have your big car manufacturers to come and help them, help the event in a way. So we are showcasing the new advanced driving that you'll find in your Empower or in whatever vehicle that, you know, that people want to showcase. So we have the guy from the hood driving that, and we are paying him for that. Wouldn't that be great? The kids who are looking at this have, like I said, more opportunities, not just in driving, but, you know, like I said, there will be engineers. Luckily, there will be people who are creating your digital content. You'll have a magazine, for example, online, whatever, print, it doesn't matter. You have a magazine that documents these things. You have, a film that documents this. You get to have interviews with the drivers. You get to interview every person who's sponsoring that event, the businesses, and stuff like that. And this will help the cars to the sales will go up. Car sales will go up. Why? Because people can see the potential that the car has. Instead of parking it at some garage. I mean, if you look at the Dome now, it is just a huge garage. Because, I think it was because of COVID or something, not sure. Hey! All right, cheers. I think it was because of COVID or something, but it's said that the whole Dome, where huge events such as the WWE will come, and because I was a wrestling fan when I was growing up, and unfortunately I couldn't go and see my favorite wrestlers, but if those things we were able to still have them now, when the Dome would host huge events, I would give that opportunity to my kid. They would go and get to see their favorite wrestler, their favorite comedian, their favorite show, their favorite whatever it is that the Dome will be having at the time. But we are robbed of that. We parked so many cars inside the Dome. So why not take these cars and showcase them? And I believe that, that guy spinning there, it is just, a basis for us to start a conversation. but it can, it can expand in a way. So we can talk about racing, we can talk about stunts and so on and so forth. But imagine you're doing this in the townships. This means less crime, because you are giving somebody in the township an opportunity to make money, and you are giving the township kids or the village kids an opportunity to have role models who are making a clean hustle, who are making money cleanly, as I said. Just like the history of the TT, just like your Vin Diesel. I mean, when you look at Vin Diesel's story, it's proper, man. It's amazing. It's an amazing story. From stunts to a superstar, right? So we need to have this for our people in the townships. I'm actually at Kyalami right now, and horse riding is huge. Horse riding is making a whole lot of money. A whole lot of money for horse riders, for horses, and for the event, people who are doing this type of events. And when you look at it, it's wonderful, it's beautiful. But like I said, events like this, imagine if this horse riding was in a Kasi, somebody was going to say, was going to discourage it and say, you guys, you are wasting your time and stuff like that. Or somebody will feel like me being a great horse rider does not offer any opportunities. So that's the problem that we have, the mentality that we have in the Kasi. But if we have such advanced drivers, why not create a film? Why not create a film on advanced driving in Africa? And people get to... I mean, if you look at that video, that guy is dope, man. Like, he reminded me of the movie called The Transporter. You can create a movie like that. Imagine creating a homemade African film featuring a star who is black, who is from the township, who's from a village, and he's creating that type of content, that type of movie. That would be amazing, man. But we don't think about these things, or we look down on the things that we have. We look down on our own doings. Like I said, imagine if Vin Diesel thought that his skating is not that awesome that somebody will see. And he made it in a time when, we didn't have social media. Now we have all these wonderful tools that we can benefit from, create businesses from, just from a skill that you think that is not good enough. But I tell you, my Kasi guy, that your advanced driving skills can create a whole, it can create a whole business. Imagine how many people get hired when Tom Cruise is coming to a show. People want to see how he drives his bike and he rides his bike and all his stunts and stuff like that. It is a whole business. Close to, thousands of people get employed from one production. So imagine we have something like that right here in the Kasi. How many people will learn how to do film production, how to do prosthetics, how to do stunts? You get what I'm saying? So it is actually expanding or tapping into other sort of businesses. All right. That's all I have time for today. As you can see here, my guy, his name is Swagger. So I'm chilled with Swagger. comment, like, subscribe, and yeah, I hope that we will start trusting in our own skills. We will start trusting in our own giftings, and will create businesses around our gifts, our talents. African child, you are super talented. African child, you are super skilled. Let's now create industries out of your talent. Let us now create businesses that will inspire people without role models or with bad role models to actually what? To expand, to have role models, to have, something to look up to. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. This is your boy, Mr. R. I'm out.